For all things Halloween, this is hauntformer, and welcome back to a unique mask video. Very unique, to say the least. So typically I talk about clown masks, maybe alien masks, and perhaps a Michael Myers mask here and there. But today I have something a bit different, something very unusual, and this isn't really even a review, more of a discussion about the mask in question. So, I'm just gonna jump right into it. Here we have a mask that was made back in 2008 by Morbid Enterprises, but at the time it was called Morbid Industries. This is the Wacko Jacko Mask. So, there's a lot of history to talk about with this mask and kind of its revival in the last several years. So, the Wacko Jacko Mask, if you can't tell or judge by the name, is a perversion of Michael Jackson, the legendary singer and performer. He's one of my personal favorite musicians, and this mask is supposed to be kind of a demented representation of Jackson, especially in his later years. The nickname, the Wacko Jacko Mask, likely comes from a nickname that was given to Jackson himself.
Wacko Jacko. It's not nice. I'm not a wacko.
And I don't see this as necessarily a mockery of Jackson himself. I'm not getting it for that particular reason. I'm a big fan of Michael Jackson. But I know Michael Jackson was very big into thrillers, and of course his music video goes to show that he was a big fan of Halloween and things like that, so I think he would be kind of cool with this mask, personally. But regardless of your stance on Jackson, this mask was released in 2008 by Morbid Industries. And if you don't believe me, you can read the tag right there, and it clearly says Morbid Industries, Wacko Jacko up in the right-hand corner with a creepy-looking boogeyman. And on the back, you can see that it clearly says copyright 2008. So this tag has been on this mask since 2008 when it was produced, and this is an original Wacko Jacko that I picked up off of eBay. I actually got it for a very good deal on eBay, less than 20 bucks, if you can believe it or not. And I was really surprised to get it. It actually is in relatively good condition. You'll notice that the face is very distorted. I have some plastic inside the head to keep it puffed out because it was very deflated when I got it in the mail. And the thing is, it's likely been sitting in a box for the last 10 years. So it's really good to see this mask finally out and about yet again. The hair is very nice and straightforward. You have a very interesting sculpt of the Wacko Jacko character, and it's definitely a very gruesome, very gritty, very creepy face that does somewhat resemble Jackson, especially towards the last years of his life. The lips are very creepy, and you also have this little wrinkle here, and if you look at various pictures of this mask, you can see that it's all the same sculpt. But I do believe that this mask, compared to other Wacko Jackos that I've seen online, is a lot thinner in terms of the latex, and it doesn't have a great paint job, unlike some of the ones I've seen online. Perhaps people have been touching these up, but if this is just the original, straight from Morbid, then this is what I got off of eBay with the original tag in place. Now, the main reason that I'm talking about this is not just because I'm a fan of Morbid Enterprises currently, but this mask, this character, if you will, has been the subject of a very recent online phenomenon. I don't know if I would call it a meme, necessarily, because memes are typically more humorous. You've been hit by, you've been struck by, this is more of those creepy memes, kind of like Slender Man was back in the day, and you have all these different memes. I know recently the whole Momo thing blew up in the news, but the most recent meme, at least that I can think of, is something called IU Walkie. I don't know if you've heard of this, perhaps you have. The IU Walkie meme is essentially a robot, an animatronic character, sporting the Wacko Jacko Mask. I believe, and you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but the original animatronic was actually an Elvis animatronic by WowWee Robotics, and the creator of the IU Walkie put this mask, over the robot and filmed it moving around in a very creepy way. They called it the My Ghoul Jackson, so it wasn't meant to be a phenomenon like it is today, but the term IU Walkie is kind of derivative of the lyrics from the Michael Jackson song Smooth Criminal. You know how it goes, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Well, the way Michael Jackson says it kind of sounds like Ayuwoki. Annie, are you okay? So the IU Walkie was born.
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Annie, are you okay? Will you tell us that you're okay? Oh!
It's a very popular meme, I should say, especially more in South America. And there's actually, advertisements put out that it is not true. And this meme has definitely grown over the past several months. I think it's starting to die down now. But I wanted to talk about it just because it's such a weird phenomenon, these internet things that come and go so quickly. Like the Momo Incident, which happened to get into some very dark territory, which is very unfortunate because the sculpt was actually quite good. And the same can be said for Wacko Jacko or the IU Walkie craze, and luckily nothing crazy has really come out of this particular thing. There actually recently was a video game about the IU Walkie, and it sports a similar look to this Wacko Jacko character. So, like I said, this wasn't exactly a review of this mask, though I do think it's relatively good. Of course, it's been so many years stuck in storage that it's not going to retain its original shape, and it probably didn't look like it did back in 2008 for its Halloween season and debut. But I really wanted to talk about the history of this mask, and the fact that it has a classic Morbid Industries tag on it is quite cool, and I'm glad I picked this up off of eBay. So that is a little history on the Ayuwoki or Wacko Jacko, and I'm thankful that you were here for the ride. Thank you for watching, and remember as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.